Question. Where was home for you originally, Mel? Are you?
Originally, I was born in what was then Rhodesia, but Zimbabwe, which
Yes.
has had a very turbulent history.
Yes.
I lived there until I was about 12, and the older I get, the more I understand what a profound impact that had on me. And people ask, we understand sort of how much plastic we think is in the ocean. Mm-hmm. We understand how it's escaping into the ocean. So 80% of the plastic that is in the ocean has come from the land.
Right.
And yet nobody was really tracking the land, the source of this. Everybody's sieving the oceans fantastically, to find out how much is there and to quantify it, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. So I focused on Africa for personal reasons, but also to, as the if you like, our man's first footprints meant to be there, are there, and if you like, it's the cradle of humanity. So I really wanted to find out what was happening in this developing continent. So I set off from Cairo all the way down to Cape Town, stopping every 100 kilometres to place a metre square quadrat, 1 metre either side of the road, to look at what waste materials were in that. I also we embarked on diving into government offices to talk to waste ministers to find out the problems they were experiencing. They all welcomed me with open arms because they're struggling. They don't have any infrastructure to deal with this waste at all, apart from open air burning or burying it, pretty much, and sort of beach transects, etc., etc. Now the results were as I anticipated. Of all my quadrat research, pretty much 95% of all waste materials in those quadrats was plastic.
Wow.
Of that 95%, 98% was single use. And the young photographer who came with me, he went, oh my goodness, Mel, if those single use plastics weren't there, we'd have virtually no litter.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be, I said, yeah, now you're getting it. That's the point.
Yeah.
Not only are we throwing away valuable materials, we're putting toxics into them which we shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. But we're just again trying to deal with it in hindsight rather than preventing it in the first place.
Yeah.
So that was the thrust of my.
How long did the journey take?
It took just over 4 months. So we were bush camping pretty much all the way. And I took my stainless steel bottle with me and never bought a plastic bottle of water the whole way. It's actually fairly straightforward to do. We treated water if we needed to occasionally.
Which country was the worst culprit?
Without any doubt, Egypt and South Africa.
Really?
Those two.
Either end, virtually.
The more westernised.
Yes.
It firmly pointed the finger back at the West.
Yeah.
The brands, one of the top brands, if you like, were Coca-Cola, insidious marketing techniques.
Yeah.
And it firmly pointed the finger back at us, if you like. I view it as our spreading sort of plastic colonialism.
Yeah.
That we are now just spreading that far and wide, and therefore the finger has to come back to us.
Yeah.
To say actually we've got this wrong.
Yeah.
This is not the way to go.
Yeah.
And so that is our biggest challenge, not only to put it right in our own backyard, but to really think about the consequences of how we're spreading this everywhere.
Presumably you recorded your journey. In fact, I saw many of the pictures in the exhibition of your. Is this somewhere that people can go to on your website to see any pictures?
Yes, we've got a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And actually we are going to put those clips. We've split up those clips. They're solutions clips.
Great.
Here's this product.
Yes.
Here's something you can do about it.
Yeah.
Which from Raw in Africa. I mean, it was fairly demanding. I think internet access was limited, non-existent.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah. And can people go to the website to buy a raw water container?
They could, but unfortunately my supplier in the UK has literally just sold their business, and I'm searching for a new supplier.
Looking for a new supplier. Okay.
Looking for a new supplier.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty much sorted.
Yes.
And as well as that, we're working with another company who are doing stainless steel cups.
Right.
returnable cups, again for the festival community or elsewhere. Any event, actually, it could be a sporting event, a football event, you know.
Yeah.
Which they're made in Birmingham.
Right.
So they're made locally.
Great.
You know, which is great.
Yeah.
Fantastic organisation. So at the moment, no, but it'll come back soon, very soon.
Keep an eye on this.
Yes.
So what does 2018? Do you have any other trips?
I do.
I had a feeling that you might.
Yes. It was very interesting, but I was lucky enough for the marine advisor to Richard Branson and various Christian Taliki, a wonderful chap, who contacted me and asked me to write a blog for Virgin Unite.
Yeah.
Because I have a very strong call for action to business and beyond on what I think can be done. And that went out to 45,000 Virgin business entrepreneurs, which was I was delighted about, and that was shared a huge amount, something like 8,000 times, which was great. So they were particularly interested. They approached me, and this is a really important point, actually, that the amount of plastic that has been quantified in the ocean is about 800 million tonnes. But it didn't hugely take into account South America or Africa. We know about Indonesia and places like that, and indeed hotspots like the Med.
Yeah.
So that data, baseline data, isn't there. So I can almost guarantee that probably the amount in the ocean is even worse than you think.
Yeah.
So yes, my next trip, I'll have a research team in place, is to go to circumnavigate South America from Salvador all the way down the east coast to Patagonia, back up the west coast, and then into the Amazon, to the length of the Amazon, to really find out again what the situation is in South America. To give us that baseline data, and also to spread awareness. It's very important for me to, in any of these countries, the collaborations we meet, same as Africa, to the collaborations and legacy that we can leave behind is fundamental.
That's how you get your traction. It's partnerships.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whether it's our bottle or learning materials or educational materials or whatever, whether it's plastic-free beach guide or plastic-free festival guide, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or literally lesson plans. Those are we share those freely.
Yeah.
Under Creative Commons license to whoever wants them.
Yeah. That's great. What about the body shops of this world? And
very interesting. You should mention the Body Shop. The Body Shop, again, a visionary organisation. With Anita, at the helm, and I think they struggled. Funnily enough, I was talking to them about 8 months ago. They struggled under L'Oreal. Yeah. They've since been bought out by Natura, a Brazilian company, and really want to re-establish their slightly activist, if you like, credentials.
Yeah.
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 Because they did great things,
yeah.
Historically, great things.
Well, I mean, wonderful thing. I knew Anita actually, and did you know her?
No, I never
and
met her.
What was wonderful about Anita was that she would actually buy shares at BP and Shell so that she could go along to the AGMs and agitate and ask. And of course, she educated a lot of the shareholders through her agitation. She was really.
Yeah, and that's a really important point,
Charlie.
I think, as I said, we have to embrace big business, and they are all made up of individual people with families,
are aunts and uncles and girlfriends and husbands. I mean, so they are ordinary people, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important, isn't it?
Really important.
That alienation isn't. It's kind of gone past that, isn't it?
It's, Yes, and even I may, chastise Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Yeah.
But certainly they are. We're living in a much more transparent world.
Yeah.
These companies can't get away with things anymore.
No.
And in the same way, and they're understanding the benefit. Of really moving past the greenwashing and acting on things too now. They understand that.
So are you feeling encouraged?
Very much so.
Great.
That's something. A lot of people ask me that question.
Yeah.
Is how do you remain optimistic?
Yeah.
And I said, I remain totally optimistic because we created this problem in a very short time.
Yeah.
And we absolutely have the tools to deal with it in a short time too.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
In many respects.
And how can we help support your efforts? Now, will it be once you've got the supply situation sorted out with the drink containers and so on? That might be one way. Just those small.
They don't have to be huge things.
No.
Charlie. And funnily enough, one of my greatest, somebody I admire enormously, apart from tribal ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
Apart from ancient wisdom, it was a chap called Fitzgerald Capra,
Yes.
who looked at by literacy.
The Tao of Science, I think.
Yes, and looked at how nature, the interconnectedness of nature, and how everything is interconnected. And he said a long time ago, it is by our everyday informal conversations and the ripples of that change will happen.
I think it's the Tao of Physics or something. The Tao of Science. It wasn't Tao. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's a great book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can see that happening.
Yes.
So that's what encourages me, even more.